I'm going to be going over some coins that are all listed on Binance for anyone that's wondering. I'm going to be going over technical analysis and short-term and mid-term trades on them. You guys are going to be holding long-term. I will also give you guys some good levels that are great for some accumulation. But with the volatility that we see in crypto, especially recently, it's very, very good for you guys to really do midterm to short-term trades. $100 will be 140K in 1 year if you only gain 2% per day. Saying this for you guys that are trying to get too aggressive. You guys are trying to be too moonboyish. You guys want these 100x's, you want these 200x's, but all you need to learn is consistency, self-restraint, and this big secret of compounding your gains, being consistent. I know it's going to be hard to make 2% a day doing this, but just making 1% or 0.5% a day, you guys will still be a lot more successful long term. It's harder than it sounds, but if you guys put in the effort and the work, you will be successful long term. You do not need to get 100% a day, 50% a day, 100x. Just shoot for these low gains consistently, and you will be successful. Before you get into any sort of trade on an altcoin, where you guys are buying altcoins, you need to be looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to decide the fate for your altcoins. Either going to stomp on it and rip its heart out, or it's either going to lift it up and let it fly like a bird, right? I know that was a little harsh, but you guys got to understand how important Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's pretty important, and we are seeing some bullish trend for Bitcoin in the short term, but the midterm trend for Bitcoin is going to be a little bit bearish. But we're just going to focus on the short term. I see it being bearish once we reach this EMA level, as this has been very detrimental in the past. This could happen around 45 to 46K to around 49 to 51K. I will be talking about this more in the future today, actually. But I do see some bullish tendencies short term with Bitcoin, but then a retracement back down once we reach above this level. But make sure that you guys are going to be prepared for everything, because my opinion can change, because the charts are going to change my opinions very validly and quickly, because when the charts change, your opinions change. If you're not changing your opinions based off the charts and technical analysis, you're not going to have that high of a success rate. And if you guys can't watch my videos that often, or you guys don't have the ability to follow the market that often, just hold long term. What is a trailing stop loss? Before we get into this video, I'm going to explain some basic rules and necessities. You are given tools. You are given tools as an investor. And if you're not using them, you're not going to be as successful as some other people, right? Other people are using these tools. They're making more money. Their risk mitigation, how much risk are they actually involving in these trades, is a lot lower than your high risk, right? And what trailing stop loss does is it keeps your sell order, right? Let's say you want to sell a crypto and you want to sell it every time you go up, let's say 10%. Let's say you put a 5% trailing stop loss on it. What does this do? If you go to 10% and you drop back down to 5%, that trailing stop loss will hit and you will get your money, and that order will be filled, meaning that it's just going to follow your trade up by, let's say, 19, 15, 5%, and you will have the safety net of knowing that when you're in profit, you're good to go on that trailing stop loss. And you don't have to worry about getting a massive surge overnight where there's a hard crash or anything like that. It just really risk mitigates your portfolio a lot better. But let's get into Ethereum. So this bottom order right here, number 4, number 3, I would say these are more long-term holds. Not long-term specifically, but probably for the next week or two. I would say those are some great buy orders. We might see around that 2100 to around that 17 to 1800 Ethereum within the next week or two. You always want to be buying on red days. You do not want to be buying on green days for anything. I put this uptrend that we have right here. I'm looking for a breakdown out of this uptrend, and if we have a breakdown and we have a breakout into these entry levels that we have right here, that's when you guys are going to buy if you are going to be doing short term. These charts change day to day, so you really need to make sure that you guys understand technical analysis if you're going to do it short term, and really pay attention to the market as it moves. But I really suggest just do some long-term trades, guys, midterm trades. If you guys really don't want to get into this that much, they're still very, very successful, more successful than holding long-term, especially with the volatility, the up and down of how crypto works. But wait for it to break this. Wait for this to break this uptrend right here, and then hit your buy orders on these short-term trades. I will be making a lot of videos following these along, but you have to understand that these charts change day to day, so these trades can change day to day as well. But I would say 3 and 4 are very, very good entry levels for that midterm to possibly even long-term trades. But the short terms, really make sure if you guys are going to be doing those, pay attention to the market, learn. You guys need to be practicing technical analysis on your own. I can't be holding your hands if you guys want to be short-term traders. 90 to 95% of you guys will lose. And those 5 to 10% who win are the people who are putting in the work, reading the material I give them, and really listening to all the advice I give. I do not want you guys to FOMO into this, okay? I do not want you to FOMO into this. Wait for it to break this line and then have a bounce back out to put in these entry levels. So with that being said, really be careful, guys. This is Ethereum, by the way, but we will be getting into a few more. Holochain or HOT is going to be the next one. There is a nice chance of a hammer candle forming at 0.0047 and 0.0049. To be some great long-term buys right here. And we also have this candle down here that signifies this is the bottom. We're going to shoot up off of this. So if we do dip down here, there's a good chance that we will have a nice hammer candle that will make a significant amount of gains, as we've had almost 2, right? We have gone in on most of these trades already. And how am I doing this? Okay, so I'm looking for support and resistance levels from the past, because these line up, guys. They line up exactly, right? Most of the time. If they don't line up exactly, you put 3 points or 4 points that are close to it at other support and resistance levels. If you're unfamiliar with support and resistance, please educate yourself and really learn. You guys can be doing this on your own, but put in the time and effort first. Make sure you're practicing with fake money, like I said, and have a high success rate and understand it. I'm trying to help you as much as you can. It's not as hard as it might seem if you put in the effort and the time. But we want this to break this resistance level, and then we're going to be putting in some of these entry levels. At least I will. Really, guys, do not do these short-term trades if you're not going to be able to follow the markets. I really do not want to see you guys doing that. But I do see Holo having a lot of potential. I see it being able to definitely have some more potential than a few of these alts that I have talked about or will talk about. But want to let you guys know that there's a lot of alts as well out there. There's a lot of altcoins out there that are probably going to have more potential than these altcoins. I'm only picking the ones that are on Binance right now, and I am trading some other ones. You guys use the same thing that I am using to judge how much these are going to go up. You guys can find some on your own, but make sure to practice with fake money first before you guys get good at it. You guys can get very, very successful later on in life. In the long term, if you guys are really studying and really learning through crypto. But I'm looking, how much did this bounce off of this level when we had this dip, right? How much did we bounce off of this dip? Do we still have a lot of potential for room to grow with Holo? Well, you guys need to be taking that into consideration with every single trade you're doing. You need to be comparing it to Bitcoin. How much price action does it have against Bitcoin? When Bitcoin goes up 1%, how much does Holo normally go up 1%? Because that will judge how much your alts are going to move forward. And that's something you need to understand. But yes, this is my buy orders on Holo. Really make sure to do some studying on your own. I'm going to keep saying it until you guys do it. If you don't want to do it, it's okay. You'll probably skip past this point. I'm going to be going through these last ones very, very quickly. So we went through Ethereum, we went through Holo. We have Cody as well. And I do see some great long-term buy orders on Cody if we hit this bottom right here. And if I were you guys, I would really make sure to either use a trailing stop loss or a stop loss. You guys can decide. I use a lot of trailing stop losses. I find them a higher success rate, but I do often do stop losses as well. Just recommending this so that you guys can stay in profit and so I'm not at the risk of your wrath when this goes the wrong way. But very, very important for you guys to understand that. So I see Cody being bullish. I also see Bake having some good bullishness short term once it hits these levels, and long term at this third level. Also, Telcoin is definitely looking very, very good right now. We've seen a lot of volatility with Telcoin, guys. We caught this one on the dip, guys. We got almost 300% in 3 hours, guys. Or actually, this was one day we got around 300% with Telcoin. Some of these trades, guys, you really need to make sure how far down are they going. And that's very important to see how fast they recover, because Telcoin's going to be an absolute beast. But yes. Also, we have Rune or Thorchain. Very, very familiar with them. Very, very great fundamentals as well. All these have great fundamentals. But these are my orders for them. Bottom is looking nice for that. And here's Manic as well, right? I switched up some of the trailing stop losses, not the exact level. I'm not the best with Manic right now just because it's so pumped up. Be careful. Be careful with Manic. I wouldn't recommend these 1 levels to any of you guys, but that's just what I am doing. So really be careful, guys, when investing into these short term. Like I said, a lot of warnings, a lot of repetition, but I just want the best for every single one of you guys. But that's going to be all of my trades. We had Manic, we had Rune, we had Tel, we had Bake, we had Cody, we had Hot, we had Ethereum. Looking at Bitcoin at all times. I am doing a lot of other trades. These are just ones on Binance. You guys can find these on your own. Try it with fake money first, and then see how successful you guys are. We're trying to find these trends in every single one and see a little breakdown. You never want to be buying on these green days. Yes, you can, but I would wait for you guys to get a little bit better at technical analysis to be able to do that. I really want to see you guys succeed, and I want to take this process at a very, very slow-paced rate. Those of you that want to get ahead, you guys can put in the extra hours, but I am going to be taking this slow as I have. Very important for you guys to learn on your own as well. But that's going to wrap up the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, maybe share this with a few people. I'd really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day.